Sup guys, Heat King here, bringing you a retrospect on some Resident Evil 7 news. Well, not news, again, retrospect, just some things I want to talk about. I've only done one video so far, and I thought I'd get another one out as quickly as I can, because tons of stuff is now finally coming out for the game. Last night, I think, or the other day pretty much, the entire demo on the PC was data mined, so spoilers are starting to come out now. They're already out, obviously, but I'm not going to talk about those leaks just yet. I do want to talk about something else that may prove to be very vital and important to the overall plot of Resident Evil 7 regarding the character of Ethan Winters. Now, Ethan Winters, we don't know nothing about him. Now, there was that leak that I was talking about the other day that said that him and his wife Mia were reporters investigating a pharmaceutical company. We don't know how accurate that is. The leak that we had yesterday doesn't really do a good job of corresponding with the leak that we had the other week beforehand. So obviously the stuff has been changed around, or the leak that I posted was pretty much, you know, bullshit, which would be sad and damaging as hell. But I do still think that maybe, just maybe, some parts of it were correct, and that some parts of this, because the new leak that we have, again, doesn't really mention everything. It doesn't really tell us 100% who the returning characters are, and we know there are returning characters in this. Obviously there should be, and it doesn't do that. And obviously locations that we should be exploring in the game, I mean, why else bring them up, right? In the actual game, they're not mentioned in those files. So obviously things have been changed around, and Capcom did say they didn't want to do this kind of thing where they, you know, release a demo and then people data mine it so they can spoil it. So I like to think that they've, you know, gone a bit smarter and maybe have put in full spoilers in order for the game not to leak 100%. So there's that. But yeah, regarding the character of Ethan, now, I know what you're thinking, what am I on about? Well, here's the thing, Ethan Winters. This is something I've not really heard anyone really bring up. Maybe one or two people on forums have discussed it, but that's about it. That's as far as it goes. But no one else has made a big deal about it. No one else has come out and actually discussed this. So that's why I'm going to do it now. Ethan Winters, or in this case Ethan W. This is not the first time we've heard of this character. In fact, an Ethan W. was mentioned in Resident Evil 5. In one of Spencer's notebook, pretty much, and I'm going to be reading some of it right here, okay? Spencer's notebook, and this is a file you can find towards the end of the game in Resident Evil 5. I just received word that Raccoon City has been wiped out, etc, etc. While the danger posed by the threat of the T-virus spreading was very real, I don't think Americans will easily forgive, etc, etc. Even a child can see what they, etc, etc. If the secret research facility involving the progenitor virus is protected, then I can always rebuild anew. I've already made preparations for such a plan. The research facility in Africa remains a secret, and it is there that the progenitor virus is produced, something that we didn't achieve until the late 80s. Only a handful of people in the company are even aware of the African facility's existence, thanks to our strict regulation of the flow of information. Only a minimum amount of personnel were ever transferred from Africa to other locations, and they were always closely monitored. Director Bailey has been confined to the African facility for almost 30 years, and even that has been for all this day. All that remains is to close that facility, and everything will go according to my plan. Once that facility is gone, all its connections to Umbrella will disappear with it. Then I will have to deal with anyone who has a level 10 security clearance, as they are the only ones who know of the African facility's existence. Everyone else will be summarily disposed of. My secrets will be protected. When one buries a treasure, one should not leave behind a map, a printout stuck inside the notebook, personnel with access to company secrets. Now this is where it gets interesting. Level 10 people had access to this. These were people that Spencer wanted to kill 100%, assassinate, etc, etc. Oswald Spencer, deceased. Henning P, imprisoned. Masaki T, deceased. Jenny K, whereabouts unknown. Carlos M, found. Information obtained, eliminated. Now this is where it really gets interesting. Level 9 personnel. Brandon B, deceased. Frank E, deceased. Isabella C, deceased. Greg A, deceased. Lee D, deceased. Michael K, deceased. Ethan W, deceased. We have an Ethan W mentioned in files in Spencer's notebook, and our main character in Resident Evil 7 is called Ethan Winters. Now, obviously that it is a massive coincidence, but what if this is the same character we are playing as? What if this character is an ex-Umbrella employee? Now, the developers have said that this game is going to tie into the canon of the series, that it will tie into story elements from the previous games told. But how will it do that? Is this the way it's going to do it? That we as a player are going to find out that we used to work for Umbrella? That perhaps the company we are, if we are a reporter and we are investigating, is Umbrella? Or that the whole time we're actually maybe playing the villain? And that there's more of a motive behind Ethan's actions than we previously thought. The developers recently have also said that whereas the other games were about characters like Leon and Chris heading into the action and not being really afraid, this one is more about your character running away, and more along the lines of him also running away from his past in a way. So, could this be the big connection here? Now, it does say deceased, but here's the thing. Albert Wesker was deceased as well in the records, and he still came back to life. Maybe this character was meant to be assassinated and he managed to escape and he hid himself. And then when Umbrella went down, he came back and continued with his life. We don't know, but it's just an interesting thing to speak out of, to talk about, because no one else has brought this back. No one has, come out and discussed this. What if Ethan W in Resident Evil 5 is Ethan Winters in Resident Evil 7? I mean, the odds there are staggering. I mean, it's too much of a coincidence. It's not the first time that Capcom have, introduced us to a character that was only revealed in files. As you all know, Alex Wesker was introduced in the files, and then she became a character in Revelations 2, and obviously in Lost in Nightmares with the other files that you get in that DLC. But yeah, this isn't the first time they've done this, introducing a character in the files and then bringing them out into the game. Oswald E. Spencer was only mentioned by name in the Code Veronica files, and suddenly we finally get introduced to him in Resident Evil 5 and other stuff as well. So this isn't the first time Capcom has done this, but I'm just saying, is it a possibility that this is the character we play as? Because otherwise this is not a new character. This is a character that's been in the series past and has very deep connections, and this is how it could possibly tie in. Obviously, in terms of how it ties in with the bigger plot of RE7 remains to be seen. But yeah, do I think this could be a case? Perhaps. It's still a big iffy there. For anyone wondering if the W instead stands for Wesker, no. The list of the Wesker children does not contain an Ethan W on there, so it's definitely not that. I do think, if it is very likely, this could be the same Ethan. I mean, Ethan W, Ethan Winters, come on. It's too much of a coincidence there, but then again, it might not be the case, but then again, you never know. Just something here for you to think about as an audience, and as a gamer, and as a fan. So yeah, tell me what you think with your thoughts down below, and let me know. As always, like and subscribe, and I shall see you when I shall see you. Take care and bye. And I shall be continuing these videos on Resident Evil 7 and the other games in more due time. We have only a month to go, so I'm gonna have to be more hasty. Obviously, I did say I was gonna stop with the anime reviews and the manga reviews, but too much shit regarding those came out, so it was unexpected. But anyway, guys, yeah, we shall be discussing more of this later on down the line, and I will be doing a video regarding the leaks sometime this week, tomorrow, or whatever, when I get the time. Anyway, guys, take care, and I shall see you when I shall see you. Bye!